Shocking true stories of online romance scams. Imagine this. You receive a message from someone who seems perfect, charming, caring, and deeply interested in you. They check on you every morning, send sweet goodnight messages, and always seem to say the right things at the right time. Days turn into weeks, and your bond grows stronger. You start believing you found someone special, someone who truly understands you. But what if it was all a lie? What if the person you've shared your deepest feelings with, the person you've let into your heart, is nothing more than a ghost in the machine, a predator hiding behind a screen? We're talking about online romance scams, a chilling epidemic that's sweeping the internet and leaving countless victims emotionally and financially devastated. Unlike traditional frauds, these scams don't just steal money, they steal your trust, your vulnerability, your hope for a genuine connection. It's a betrayal that cuts deep, leaving scars that can take years to heal. In 2023 alone, the romance scams caused over $1.3 billion in losses globally, with thousands of people, just like you and me, unknowingly falling into these carefully crafted traps. But how do these scammers operate? What tricks do they use to lure their victims into a false sense of security, of love, of commitment? Today, we'll delve into the dark underbelly of the internet, exposing the tactics used by these online predators. We'll take you through some real-life cases, stories of heartbreak, betrayal, and shocking manipulation that will leave you stunned and, more importantly, aware of how to protect yourself. Stay with us till the end, because we'll also share expert tips to recognize the red flags before it's too late. And if you find this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more eye-opening crime stories. Our first story takes us to the UK, where we meet Yvonne, a 68-year-old widow who, after a lifetime of caring for her family, found herself alone. Her husband had passed away a few years earlier, and the silence in her house was deafening. Yearning for companionship, for someone to share her days with, Yvonne decided to give online dating a try. It seemed like a safe, discreet way to dip her toes back into the dating pool. Little did she know she was about to wade into treacherous waters. Yvonne soon connected with a man named Gary Rogers on one of these dating sites. Gary's profile painted a picture of a true American hero, a handsome, decorated US military officer stationed overseas. He seemed like the whole package: respectful, romantic, and a good listener. He'd send her heartfelt messages throughout the day, making her feel special, seen, desired. He seemed genuinely interested in her life, her stories, her dreams. They would chat for hours, sharing intimate details, building a connection that felt real, tangible. Yvonne, starved for affection and genuine connection, found herself drawn to Gary's charm and attentiveness. He knew just what to say, just how to make her feel cherished after years of feeling invisible. But there was something that always seemed a little off. Whenever Yvonne suggested a video call, a chance to truly see this man she was falling for, Gary always had an excuse. He was on a classified mission, he'd say, or internet access was restricted in his location. He couldn't risk compromising his unit, his mission, his country. Yvonne, swept up in the romance of it all, bought it. Then came the first ask. Gary's laptop, his only lifeline to the outside world, had malfunctioned. He needed £500 for a replacement. He hated asking, he said, but he was desperate. Yvonne, wanting to believe him, wanting to be there for him, wired him the money. After all, he was a soldier, a hero, risking his life for his country. Wasn't this the least she could do? Over the next 6 months, the requests for money became more frequent. There were medical emergencies, frozen bank accounts, urgent travel needs. Each time, Gary would spin a tale of hardship and urgency, promising to pay Yvonne back as soon as he could access his funds. Each time, Yvonne, blinded by what she believed was love, sent him the money. Yvonne's daughter, however, grew suspicious. Her mother, normally so cautious, was sending large sums of money to a man she'd never even video called. Alarmed, she decided to do some digging. She ran a reverse image search of Gary's profile picture, and the truth hit them like a ton of bricks. The photos belonged to a real US military officer, a man who had no idea his identity was being used to scam unsuspecting victims like Yvonne. He was a victim too. Yvonne was crushed. She had sent over £115,000, her life savings, to a ghost, a figment of a con artist's imagination. As we soon learned, Yvonne's story is tragically common. Military romance scams are rampant online. Scammers exploit the respect and admiration people have for soldiers, using stolen photos and fabricated stories to prey on vulnerable individuals yearning for love and connection. Our next story takes us to the sun-soaked streets of California, where we meet Michael, a 42-year-old software engineer. Michael, brilliant in the world of coding and algorithms, found himself longing for a connection that extended beyond the ones and zeros of his computer screen. He craved the warmth of human interaction, the spark of romance, the comfort of a partner who understood the language of his heart. He, like many others, turned to online dating, hoping to find his match. That's when he connected with Samantha on a popular dating app. Samantha was everything Michael had ever dreamed of. Intelligent, witty, and absolutely stunning. Her profile pictures showcased a woman who was both beautiful and approachable, with a smile that could light up a room. Their initial conversations were filled with laughter, shared interests, and a connection that felt almost too good to be true. They messaged each other constantly, sharing details about their day, their dreams, their fears. They talked on the phone for hours, their conversations flowing effortlessly, their laughter echoing through the phone lines. Michael was smitten. This was it, he thought. He had found the one. But there was one thing missing, one glaring omission in their whirlwind romance: a video call. Every time Michael suggested a video chat, a chance to see Samantha's face, to share a virtual date night, she'd come up with an excuse. Her camera was broken, she was at work, or she was simply too shy. Michael, blinded by his feelings, accepted these excuses, choosing to believe in the connection they had built through messages and phone calls. What Michael didn't realize was that Samantha wasn't who she said she was. In fact, Samantha wasn't even real. The scammers had used sophisticated AI-generated voice technology to create a convincing illusion of a real person. The voice notes, the phone calls, the laughter. It was all a carefully crafted performance orchestrated by lines of code. And the photos, they were deepfakes, images generated by artificial intelligence to resemble a real person, but with no actual human behind them. It was a chillingly convincing facade, and Michael had fallen for it, hook, line, and sinker. After months of building trust, of nurturing this digital connection, Samantha revealed she was in a financial crisis. She needed money urgently, a significant sum, to cover a legal issue that threatened to derail her life. She promised to pay Michael back as soon as she received her inheritance. A story that tugged at Michael's heartstrings. Blinded by love, by concern, and by the belief that he was helping the woman of his dreams, Michael wired her $25,000. It was all his savings, but he didn't hesitate. This was Samantha, the woman he was falling for, the woman he trusted. And then, just like that, Samantha vanished. Her profile disappeared from the dating app, her phone number disconnected, and Michael was left with nothing but a gaping hole in his heart and his bank account. The realization hit him like a punch to the gut. He had been scammed, played by an artificial intelligence so advanced, so convincing, that it had mimicked human emotion and stolen his heart before crushing it into a million pieces. Michael's story is a chilling reminder that we're living in an era where technology can be used to deceive and manipulate with terrifying precision. AI-powered scams are a growing threat, and as these technologies become even more sophisticated, it's becoming increasingly difficult to separate fact from fiction, reality from a carefully constructed digital illusion. Chapter 3. The Crypto Connection, Lisa's costly lesson in fake love and investments. Our final story takes us to the bustling city-state of Singapore, where we meet Lisa, a 29-year-old marketing executive. Lisa, ambitious and driven, had poured her heart and soul into her career, often pushing aside her desire for love and companionship. But deep down, she yearned for a partner, someone who understood her drive, her ambition, her desire for success both in and out of the boardroom. She joined an exclusive dating app, one that catered to professionals, hoping to find someone who shared her values, her goals, her zest for life. That's when she connected with David Chen, a charming and successful entrepreneur who seemed to tick all the right boxes. David, unlike the other scammers we've encountered, didn't immediately bombard Lisa with requests for money. He was patient, playing the long game, weaving a web of trust that was as intricate as it was insidious. He'd shower her with compliments, praising her intelligence, her ambition, her business acumen. He'd send thoughtful gifts, small tokens of affection that made her feel seen, appreciated, cherished. He understood the language of entrepreneurship, of risk and reward, of the hustle that fueled their ambition. They'd have long conversations about their career goals, their dreams, their visions for the future. David seemed to understand Lisa in a way that no one else ever had. He was her confidant, her cheerleader, her partner in crime. Then came the introduction to the world of cryptocurrency. David, ever the savvy investor, began sharing his success stories with Lisa. He spoke confidently about the volatility of the market, the potential for exponential returns, the importance of getting in early. He spoke of a VIP investment group, an exclusive circle of investors who shared insider tips, market analysis, and guaranteed high-yield opportunities. He made it sound so simple, so effortless, so lucrative. He convinced Lisa to dip her toes into the crypto waters, to start small, to test the market. He guided her through setting up a trading account on a platform he recommended, a platform that, unbeknownst to Lisa, was completely under his control. He walked her through the process, holding her hand virtually, making her feel safe, secure, supported. Lisa, initially hesitant, deposited $1,000, a small amount she could afford to lose. Within days, her investment had doubled. Elated, she poured in another $5,000, then another $10,000. Her profits soared, fueling her belief in David, in his expertise, in their shared future filled with wealth and success. She was hooked. Over the next few months, Lisa, blinded by her infatuation with David and the allure of easy money, poured over $150,000 into the platform, her life savings, her dreams, her future, all riding on this digital gamble. She had confided in David, trusted him with her heart and her finances, believing that they were building a future together, a future paved with love and prosperity. Then came the day she decided to cash out, to finally reap the rewards of her smart investments. She attempted to withdraw her funds, but the platform blocked her access. Panic set in. She tried contacting David, but his messages went unanswered. His phone went straight to voicemail. He had vanished, taking her money, her trust, and her dreams with him. Lisa had become another victim of a terrifying new breed of romance scam, one that targets ambitious individuals, luring them with promises of love and financial freedom only to disappear with their hard-earned money. The VIP investment group was a sham, a sophisticated setup designed to defraud unsuspecting victims. David Chen didn't exist. He was nothing more than a carefully crafted persona, a digital phantom created to exploit Lisa's desire for love and financial security. These stories, as shocking and heartbreaking as they are, serve as a stark reminder that online romance scams are becoming increasingly sophisticated, preying on our deepest desires for love, connection, and financial security. These criminals are masters of manipulation, using AI, deepfake technology, and elaborate schemes to create illusions of love and trust, only to vanish without a trace once they get what they want. But there's hope. By staying informed, by questioning inconsistencies, by protecting our personal and financial information, we can avoid becoming the next victims. Remember, if something feels off, If alarm bells are ringing in your head, trust your instincts. Don't be afraid to ask tough questions, to demand video calls, to verify identities. And never, ever send money to someone you've never met in person, no matter how convincing their story, no matter how strong your feelings. Have you or someone you know ever encountered an online scam? Share your experience in the comments below. Your story could help someone else avoid a similar trap. And if you found this video informative, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay updated on more real-life crime stories. Stay